We're going to keep it going tonight, chat. It was a late start, so we'll go a bit late here. Why not? We won't be able to run late tomorrow because I'll have a cast on Monday for Sports Gamer, but we are 5-0. Heading into week 7. We actually don't have a bye week yet. It is UTEP, the University of Tejas El Paso. All right. Another team that we got to try to get the better of here. Keep this run going. Going. We have more good news recruitment-wise, though. Please, 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 give me more good news. White Fat Rock goes to level 13. That's good news. We locked down the center that we needed. Technically, the tackle that we needed. Terry Jackson. Welcome in, Terry. Tremendous. Still number 2 in the nation, of course. In terms of the tree, lower the deal for the pipeline, extra off-season recruitment, or an extra 50 points per week. It's a little bit early to spec into it, but we're going to do the off-season recruitment points. We'll think about the end of the season instead of just the here and now. All right, I'll pass those 2 and 3 on the season, but before that, our scholarships here. What do we got for recruiting? Good lead for Phillips. Good lead for Singleton. Good lead for Gold. Andre Cox isn't interested. Max Webster is. So we will continue to fight for Max Webster. Then for the centers, we are out on Desmond Davis. Someone in the running for May. We actually didn't get to offer these guys scholarship stuff. So let's go for these 3. Although, did I get to scout all of them? I did not. Okay, we're actually going to take David Fine out of there, so we wasted a couple of points. But again, we're trying to improve the O-line if we can. Harry Jackson, 4-star center, is here. How many ranked opponents? I think just Notre Dame, but I mean the rankings change throughout the season. At safety, we're looking all right. We're looking better than all right. It's just a matter of who signs first. For the athletes, we're still looking pretty good. Scholarship offer to May. Let's get a visit set up for Singleton and for Brian Smith. So how many? We got 3 dudes. It'll be 250 points a person. There we go. Math worked out pretty well there. Not going to add anybody to the list yet. We'll keep it at that. And we'll move on. El Paso. Could be the trap game, but this definitely should be a win. Because we just talked about it, taking a look at our schedule, and Jones should be back, yes. We'll double check. In terms of our schedule, we got UTEP after, well, we got UTEP here. After that, Kentucky is currently ranked. Then Notre Dame, USF is ranked, Army, Air Force, and Rutgers. We got 5 rivalry games, or 4 out of 5 of our final games are rivalry games. So yeah, the schedule doesn't necessarily get easier from here. Heisman watch. Swab me porthole is currently leading the pack for the Heisman. Oh my God. We almost had the Heisman winner last year and would have if it wasn't for injury. That is outstanding. Well, speaking of injury too, let's check the injury report. We are fully healthy. First time in a bit, we are fully healthy. John Paul Jones is back. We stayed undefeated with a 79 rated quarterback. The 99 steps in against El Paso. We have a 20-point advantage on defense. A 73 defense for the Miners. Holy orange. Jesus Christ, those are blistering. Ooh, the throwbacks is Texas Western. Yeah, they got some bright unis, but I like them. I do like them. Go with the 175 anniversary. If we even see him, we've barely seen the jerseys this season. We haven't had to jump in once. Hopefully we don't have to, man. I'm cold at this point. I haven't played. Number 1 offense, most yards, second best passing offense, 5th best rushing, 10th defense. We still absolutely suck at defending the pass, but we're great at stopping the run. A rainy night in El Paso. Okay. A rainy night in El Paso.
Navy's looked almost unbeatable the last few weeks. They're finally playing the way they knew they could before the season started. You know how this game is. You're only as good as your last one.
In the nation. A lot of rain this season, yeah.
Now let's send it out to Brad and Kurt for all the action.
I like those UTEP unis. I think I like the orange and blue better, but it's an interesting look. The Sun Bowl. The Sun Bowl. Come on. Might as well be snowing, right? All right. Yeah, will give us the opening possession. Here we go. Can we make it 6 no-touching wins in a row? First quarter, 7-0 Navy. 10-0 through the first 10 minutes. Let's go to the half. 10-7. The slow first quarter, really a first half for JPJ. 10-7 is the score. At halftime, they're holding our number 1 offense with a 73 rated defense to just 10 points in the first half. This could be trouble. 13-7. 13-10 at the start of the fourth. Not good. Not good at all. As we miss a 47-yard field goal. They go 3 and out. We go 3 and out. They go 3 and out. Defense is reigning supreme. There it is. 6-yard rushing touchdown for Swab Me Porthole. It's a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go. They are forced to punt. And that will do it. Not the most convincing win, but another win nonetheless.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
20-10. The final score. A bit concerning, but job done. As we stay undefeated on the year. 17 of 36, 245 yards, a touchdown, no pick. Sacked 3 times, though. So despite their weaker defense, they managed to get to our quarterback. Jones had 30 rushing attempts. So we were running the option like a son of a bitch. Good to know. I mean, it makes sense to run the football a lot in the rain. It just didn't work out too well for us. Damn. Well, a win is a win is a win. The record stays pristine, at least for another week. Can we say the same for Bama? Is the question. Doesn't look like they played. Man, Clemson's unranked, huh? UCF is up there, though. Fair enough. Fair enough. Week 8. We'll see if they're still ranked. Western Kentucky, who have been one of the star teams so far, based on their success, and made it to a national title game. I think losing to Notre Dame in that national title game. Will they still be ranked? It'll be good for the resume if they are. Did Bama play? Did Bama lose? 6-0, enough to be #1 in the nation for the first time. No, it is not. #2 versus #3, 23 that is, for Western Kentucky. The lead is down to 3 for Bama in terms of first place votes. We are the only 2 undefeated teams in the top 10. USF has moved up from 23 to 12 at 6-0. And you have Virginia at 5-0, Cincy at 6. Dude, Rice is ranked this year right now. Holy hell. Okay. Even if we slip up once, it's not the end of the world. We're in control of our destiny here. Heisman watch. Swab me porthole. The quarterbacks are on the rise. Including Air Force's Sydney Ham. Okay. As they did very well against San Antonio. He had 5 total touchdowns. Okay. All right. How are we on the injury front? We're good for now. Recruitment-wise, what are we looking like? We know we have some visits to schedule. How are we looking? Tight end, big lead. Looking good. Keep pushing. Got Matt Gold, Webster, looking pretty good. We are going to be out for Lance Staley, unfortunately. But it's not a huge need. We were just trying to improve where we could. Then it's safety. We're still looking pretty good for everybody. It's just who signs first. If Brian Neal would go ahead and sign, that would be great. I don't like that he's waiting. We got 4 people who are ready for visits here. Let's do it. Getting a lot of people scheduled for that bye week. Get Nixon scheduled when we play USF. Lewis the week before that. So we do have some extra points here. Ferocious fence sitter. There we go. 13 people. Everyone's on 500 points. We again get the focus on the games, and this is a big one. Western Kentucky. They've had a good run. They've made it further than we have in terms of the promised land. The old Hilltoppers. Ooh, the all red and the silver bucket, huh? Let's go for the all red. Let's do it. Can we keep it up? We have been amazing this season. But one loss, one slip up is all it takes to throw this season into turmoil.
EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan.
Do it.
Innovation that excites.
Do it. We can do it.
Hard-nosed running game. The power. The counter trade.
I like the Western Kentucky unis.
Much as I hate to say it, you probably better turn the
They're good. Deanie, what's up? We are doing very well. #2 in the nation, undefeated. Recruitment-wise, we're looking pretty good. We're looking all right. It's just a matter of whether or not we can keep it going. Let's call heads. Jones and in a bubble. It's a rainy night in Western Kentucky. Rain has benefited us so many times. First quarter. We have had slow starts in the first before. Oh, we're up 7-0 after the first 10 minutes. Make it 10-0. 17-0. 17-7. 24-7. 24-10. As they had to settle for an 18-yard field goal as time expired. 14-point lead, halfway there. We haven't had to jump in and play once this season, but Western Kentucky aren't going away. 31-20 as we start the fourth. This one's not over, or maybe it is. A-Craft Carrier, 38-20 now. Western Kentucky fail on 4th down from the 18. We go 3 and out. They're not done. Intercepted. Javaris. Oh, goodness. Goodness. I can't get over the name. I just can't. Javaris and Lamar. Might be his first interception. And that should do it. And it will do it. One more time.
No touching. No touching.
Navy stays undefeated, 41-20 over Western Kentucky, the number 23 team in the nation, to move to 7-0. 3 touchdowns and a pick, 300 yards for JPJ, 146 yards, a touchdown for the Heisman favorite, Swab Meeport Hole. A big game for both Domingo, both meets, and Crash is playing. Just got back from the Niner game. It was a hell of a game, Colt. It was a hell of a game. It wasn't good for the Niners until it did. Sack in that game for General Booty, and the pick for Javaris and Lamar. Captain Jack's back on the bench. He is a 79 rated freshman. We're going to play the 99 rated senior. Rightfully so. But it does show that Captain Jack is the guy. He is the heir apparent. 7-0 for Navy heading into the bye week. But the other side of the bye week is the big one. It is the big one. Neutral site, Soldier Field in Chicago. Future Patriot Captain Jack Sparrow, right? Oh, man. The Notre Dame game's probably going to be our main event tonight. It has to be. And it will determine whether or not we are full of confidence or a little bit of concern heading into next season, or the rest of the season, the back half. Did Bama lose? No. We are still number 2 in the nation. Begging for Bama to lose. They play Tennessee this week after beating Arkansas. Tennessee, the number 7 team in the nation, but don't look now. Another team we have to play this season is on the rise. USF up to 6th on the coaches poll. Wow. Our schedule is getting more and more difficult as the season goes on. Heisman watch, by the way. Swap me porthole. Still number 1. With that, we get to focus on recruitment for the week. We know we'll have some visits this week, and we got some visits to schedule as well. Wood, we're a couple points back. There's nobody that we're trailing for by a massive margin, and for most players, we have at least a 1,000 point lead. It feels like, so nothing to do there at all. Nobody ready to schedule a visit. We're good for this week. Stays pretty straightforward. And we'll see if the visits do anything. So here we go. We talked about the big challenges. Well, it gets no bigger than this. We finally reignite the rivalry. Navy and Notre Dame. Chat bullied me into it. Navy and Notre Dame. A massive, massive game, to say the least. Soldier Field in Chicago will be the site. Eric Phillips, Brian Neal, Wally Singleton, Brian Smith, Cedric Nicholson, Mike Rivers have all signed. That is all 3 safeties that we needed, and both tight ends that we needed. We only needed 1, and we got 2 to improve the position. Brian Neal, the athlete, as well. we can now go for the best of the best that are still left. Recruitment has been outstanding for us this season, as 2 takes on 6 against Notre Dame. We won't even focus on that for the minute. 16 scholarships left. We're still looking really good for the guys that are on the board. We have Max Webster, who's ready for a visit. We'll get him scheduled for the USF game. Wow. So honestly, it raises the question of who do we bring in? And honestly, fuck it. Let's look for all these guys. We know that they're good. Unless we find somebody who's better. Where's the harm in bringing in 3 more offensive linemen? The harm in bringing in extra safeties who could be moved to corner? There's no harm in it. We might as well just stick with them and lock these guys down. But now we get to look at lock percentage and see who's left from any position that we might want to go after. We can start scouting out the best of the best. And honestly, I don't know, 30 might be too much. Yeah, 30 might be too much. Let's focus. Let's see, if someone's at 25. 25, there's a shot. Honestly, let's have it be 30. Better to have and not need rather than need and not have. Very true. This guy's a 72. Nate Brothers. We're going off of overall primarily now. Let's look at Mike Bauer. Again, we have no particular position of need. Right now, we're just going to be using up a lot of points to scout and see who the best players are that we can find. 73, TJ Lumpkin. Sid, that's very rude of you, but I'll forgive you. A lot of quarterbacks here. Wow, a lot of quarterbacks that might be half decent. Jesus. Honestly, we're going to have like 70 overall dudes as the cutoff. We're going to have to make that change. 70 overall is the cutoff. If you're not already a 70, we're going to rule them out. Sid, I forgive you for the bias. I do. Not already a 70. Not going to factor you in. We can only look for the best of the best at this stage. I thought that was going to be Richard Petty. It's Reggie Petty. Again, some of these guys in the 60s, mid to high 60s might be good. We'll make an exception for John Horner because his name is Horner and he's a 69. Funny to me. Same for Brad Ortiz. Any specific clips? No, Monk, I mean, just random frickin' Pirates of the Caribbean memes work for me. All right, let's look at these quarterbacks and see if there's anybody who's just undeniable that we should go after. Not Nate Brothers. Not Mike Bauer. Not TJ Lumpkin. Not John Horner. Thompson's okay. Woo! Patrick DeLuca. All right. Not Brad Ortiz. Not Zach Hooper. Not Jake Thomas. If we're going after a quarterback, it's Patrick DeLuca. He's a 3-star JUCO, 80 overall. We'll start looking at Patrick DeLuca. Let's go look at running backs here. This is what the scouting is going to be for the vast majority of our season now, is just trying to find whoever the hell we can with a super high rating to stock up this team. There are going to be a crap load of running backs available, which is why we're having to set the bar really, really high right now for who we're actually going to look at. We can only look for the best of the best. I don't need super steals, but I need guys who look even better. Again, 70 overall is the cutoff. For fullbacks, nobody. Wideouts, I mean, there's a chance of a shitload of players because there's always wideouts that hold on late. I don't know if you can hear my cat hacking up a lung right outside the office door. What a dick. Absolute dick. All right, we definitely got some wideouts who might be in the conversation. He doesn't throw up often. He just hairball hacks a lot. Now that I say that, I'll probably fucking step in something when I leave the room. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? A 70 and Johnny Corbett, who's already interested. 77, Leon Hampton. He's a junior. But holy shit. A 69, CJ Thompson. Let's go look at these wideouts now. Before we get to our main event against Notre Dame. Zach Riggs. Not happening. Finally played SmackDown versus Raw 2007 night. Seeing Eddie Guerrero again. The wrestler. I imagine you mean Eddie Guerrero, that is. Bunny, take it easy, by the way. We'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. All right, none of these wideouts are looking great so far. Ooh, except for Leon Hampton. And CJ Thompson. I mean, we'll definitely be looking to fight for Hampton. We can even offer Thompson a scholarship. We don't need any tight ends, but let's go look. Let's keep looking for players that we might be... Actually, I think we already looked at all the tight ends. We definitely looked at all the offensive linemen. E-line might be something else. Last guy left on the O-line might be Marcus Franklin. Can't spell Eddie's last name. Fair. Oh, Eddie Guerrero. It's it is nice to see how often he still gets brought up, like on wrestling Twitter and on Reddit. Like, he is mentioned all the time, and rightfully so. Defensive end. There's a 4-star that we're in first for. He's fucking waiting for us. What? This guy has literally waited for us. In a wrestling news, Guerrero. Have anybody with a crazy high OVR here? Greg Galloway would be a junior. I don't care if we start to excel in transferred players. That'd be great. Or JUCO players and transferred players for that matter. 6'9" for Billy Ramirez out of Oshkosh. Oh. Bath, Maine, 75 overall. Marcus Stanford. Oh my god. This guy could be insane. This guy could be insane. Marcus Franklin. We're not going to go after you. This is nice, man. We were able to get a lot of our targets figured out early. So now we can really start to look for the steals. Stanford's pretty good. He and Galloway aren't bad. Galloway is only a 72, though. We're going to take Galloway out. How much longer do you think Rey Mysterio will go for? Dude, that dude's knees are... They're not even knees anymore, so who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? You know, all the guys, like, when I was growing up, the Rey Mysterios, the Jeff Hardys, where it's like, there's no way they're still going to be wrestling. LOL. But that's just kind of what wrestling is right now. Like, you know, Randy Savage was phased out at, like, before the age of 40 by the WWF, or, like, just before. You know, they made him a commentator. Edge, Adam Copeland, is 50, and Sting's still fucking wrestling, for Christ's sakes. And I'm gonna go see his last match with Crash Andrews, and this is gonna be a fabulous time. Okay, a couple of these guys are all right. They're not too crazy. I can leave them on the list. Let's go look for more linebackers here. We're actually doing a really good job of kind of cleaning up the list and finding out our final few targets here. What do we got it out? Did I look at DTs? Or just defensive ends? I did look at DTs because Thompson was scouted. 1990. They made Savage a commentator in 94. He had a match at WrestleMania 10 in 94, and then it was after that where it's like, you're too old, pal. It's like, you're out of your fucking mind. And then he went on to wrestle in WCW for 6 years. 5 years, 6 years. I think he had a match or two in 2000. He was definitely wrestling up to 99. Yeah, just into his 40s, right? So like wrestling's changed a lot in that regard, just to the longevity that people can have. You know, it's like there's the stat that I saw on Reddit today. The Rock is older now than Hulk Hogan was when they had their match at WrestleMania 18. Hogan was 48. But he looked like he was 62. So it's just like longevity and really all pro sports, right? I mean, it's not just a wrestling thing. Like you look at what Sidney Crosby's doing at the NHL level. You look at what Tom Brady was able to do and his longevity. It's just a general thing. Like people are fucking aging differently. Sports medicine is entirely different now. Yeah, Jaromir Jagr's still playing hockey, for fuck's sake. Middle linebackers, do we have anybody? Found quite a few people to scout. Let's look at Leon Dukes. 73, a junior Paul Blount. And a 71, Scott Franz. It's the voodoo and magic. And probably some steroids and other treatments. Stem cell. That's a big one that's kept someone like Rey Mysterio going. Which, hey, I mean, is what it is. 71 for Doherty, 76 for Travis Joyce, 80 for David Lawson, and a 78 for John Knox. Woo, this recruitment class. Dukes is a 71, Blount's a 74, Franz is below a 70. TRT. I mean, it did wonders for Vitor Belfort in MMA until they forced him to stop. TRT Tour was a beast. All right, who do we got at corner here? You notice how I'm able to bide a little bit of time before a potential pending loss to Notre Dame? I dodged them for as long as you guys let me, and eventually you stopped letting me. Anybody else? Ooh, we're third on this guy's list, too. He is a junior, but he's a 75, or at least at first glance. So we will gladly take advantage of junior college options. But we got at safety. We've already recruited quite a few safeties, so I don't think there'll be too many people left here. But this is good. I mean, we're going to have our final list of players to target. I won't have to come back to the screen at all. And we'll be smooth sailing on the recruitment front for the rest of the year. We might as well even look at kickers and punters. I mean, screw it if we can keep them on roster. Actually, let's look at athletes first before kickers and punters, because honestly, we already have quite a few kickers and punters. Yeah, there's not going to be too many athletes left. 71, a 72, 77, 78, and another 70, but we can't activate him. Okay. The kickers often do have high ratings, so... AJ, I saw the list for the next Dark Side of the Ring season. Not the best subject matter, to be honest. I thought there were more interesting stories out there. Please don't ask me to name any, because there's a lot. All right, Jeremy Rushing is looking good. Richardson and Lewis are still looking good. Nixon. What about the athletes? Jenkins is a 71. Williams is a 72. Whoops, I'm offering scholarships. Well, I got 2 wrapped up in chat and wasted some points. Not many, though, thankfully. All right. Let's go to... We don't have any... Okay, 2 guys that not scouted. Lee Davis is gone. Carl Jones is not. Okay, we could still look at kickers and punters, but it's not worth it. We need to start putting points on some of these other people. So no scholarships. Let's use up these points now. Spamming that A button. Okay. Now, let's reset the points that we have out. We don't really have any needs left, so Let's see. DeLuca. We'll put 5 points on him because we don't know anything about him yet. Carl Jones. Like 200. Wideouts. Hampton. Not looking good. Jay Thompson. Looking good at tight end. Matt Gold. We don't have to put too many on. Webster, we should still do a bit because we're battling. Marcus May, we'll split the difference. Defensive end, Stanford, we do want to start fighting for. Dortch and Blair. Let's do the basic 5 points to start. For anybody with an NA, just to get the basic offers out there. Until we know if they're interested. We used to hate on the GameCube. They did. I never owned a GameCube because my friends had it, but I love the GameCube. GameCube was a great console. And it had a fucking handle. Alright. So we are going to be able to fight a good amount of people. Easiest console to mod. There you go. All right. Anybody that we had 5 points on? Start bumping up these points then, since we have extras. Top end 64 game. Banjo-Kazooie, correct. SMB 64. Fair. F1 World Championship Grand Prix, fair. Mario Party and GoldenEye. I might find room for Wave Race in there. Diddy Kong Racing. It would be tough for me to come up with my top 5 for the N64. Monk, you did send me an F1. Yes, you did. Is it still on my desk? It's not. It's over there now on the cabinet, but... Let's see. We still got a couple hundred points left over. Put him on Andrew Wood. Here we go. All right. Scouting wise, we look fantastic. We are the #2 team in the nation, taking on Notre Dame, and somehow we are the favorites. 7-0 versus 6-1. The biggest game of the season. Neutral site, Soldier Field. We'll probably put them in the home, and I think we'll wear the all-whites. This is our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest game of this season. Can we stay undefeated? That is the question.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports
massively
Massively
important game. A stupidly important game. Notre Dame, not quite a powerhouse at this stage, but they are still Notre Dame and are still the 6th team in the nation.
Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming up next with Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I will see you at halftime.
Damn. Whew.
Now it's time for the coin toss, and it's brought to you by Coke Zero.
Soldier Field, Navy, Notre Dame.
Enjoy everything.
Trying to keep pace with Bama. We will call heads. And we will defer the opening kickoff. It is not raining. Makes it scary. First quarter. 6-0 Notre Dame. 13-0 Notre Dame. Let's go to the half. 13-7. 16-7, 16-10 at halftime. I'm going to return this opening kickoff and then sim a little bit more. We are down by 6. We're going to try to return this with Krusty Krab.
He's to the 10. He's to the 20.
Krusty Krab! Krusty Krab! Krusty Krab! It's not Patrick! It's the Krusty Krab! Let's fucking go!
Great job at using your vision. When you combine
the first play that I've done this year, right? Is that the first play that I've done this year? Have I touched the controller at any other time? We return a kickoff. Holy shit. Ravioli, ravioli. 17-16. 22-17. 22-20 at the start of the fourth. Fuck. They failed to score. What did I do with my hands? Back-to-back 30-yard passes and a touchdown for Aircraft Carrier. A successful 2-point conversion. We're up by 6. Notre Dame goes 3 and out. So do we. Notre Dame goes 3 and out again. We fumbled. 4:36 to go. I was hoping we'd score enough points that I could still play no touching, even though I touched, by saying, well, it didn't matter. We were going to win anyway. Up by 6 with 4:36 to go. We're going to see if the boys can hold on defensively. Notre Dame run to the outside and a pickup of 2. So technically it won't be a full streak of no touching, which is okay. I was willing to sacrifice that. Now I'm actually kind of mad. But who knows what the score would be right now. We might have to be touching anyway. We might be down by 1, technically. Jet sweep. It'll be 3rd and 5. I don't think they'll quite be in 4-down territory, but they are close to midfield. They run and do not get the first. Wow, what a play call. Are they going to punt? Yes, they are. 8th tackle of the game for Javarson Lamar.
He gets it away.
Notre Dame punts. Into the end zone. Indeed.
Bounces into the end zone, and this will be a touchback.
Boy, this has been a fun game to watch.
Can the boys kill the clock? We can't play no touching.
Tennis match here. Whoever has the
Can the boys kill the clock? They did it. They did it.
That's the end of the ball game, and our final score in this
Navy beats Notre Dame.
Just give us your reflection.
8-0 on the season
Notre Dame probably feels
with a record kick return
when they needed to.
for Krusty Krab. What was I worried about? We were trailing at halftime, Frank. We were. If we didn't go for that kick return, I don't know what would have happened.
That's it for this presentation.
We might have had to jump in the 4th. Maybe it would have been a victory anyway.
I'm Brad Nessler saying
Our first game against Notre Dame since we took over the program. Just to get smacked by USF. No shit. No, Chris, you say LOLJK. You're probably right. Someone's going to play spoiler. I can't imagine we're going to run the table all the way to the conference championship. Oh, man. What a win. What a win. We take down Notre Dame. We got to get a look at the numbers here. I don't know what happened in the Bama game, so we're going to have to see. Notre Dame is the lone independent team. Yes. And it was close. We outscored them 11-0. Is Rutgers good this year? I actually don't know. We do play them, though, at the end of the season. They're our final game. Not a bad game at all for JPJ. No touchdowns, though, because, of course, it was the frickin' running game. This time it was a craft carrier. I think Swab Me got hurt. Only 2 carries. I think Swab Me got hurt. Did we trade a win over Notre Dame only to have our Heisman potential running back get hurt 2 seasons in a row? Two years in a row, we could have had a running back win the Heisman. Ocean Gate Submarine missed 2 games. Porthole is out for 2 months. One, two, three, four, 5. Even for the national title game, I don't think he comes back, guys. I think his career is over. I think Swab Me Porthole's college career is done. A craft carrier. He's the man now. William Henry Harrison Jr. behind him. The kids are ready to take over. But that is another Heisman Trophy that we just had to watch disappear.